Hello everyone, in this video we are going to review the trade that happened on December 23rd, 2021. But before we start the analysis, let's look at the market, what happened that day. Previous close was 467.69 and the day started at 468.75. So it was opening on a positive note. Our bot starts trading, which will be around like 10 o'clock. The reason being the bot needs 30 minutes of historical trading data to make the prediction. It's around 470.25 and it closed at 470.60, so 35 cents. Not here to compare the bot to the market performance, and again that's not the goal. What I'm trying to do here is to see during the trading window when the bot was active, how did it react, and or is it able to maintain an overall profitability when the market ends, and that would give us a good benchmark to compare the performance. Here is a quick view for me to kind of help with the trade analysis. So let's kind of quickly look at the data and the chart before we go into the detail. So it has two sections. The top portion shows the profit or loss, the green line, and then the blue bars kind of talk about the outstanding shares at that given moment. So you can see the shares, I had like 100, 200, 400 on the negative side, and I went all the way up to 800 on the positive side. It kind of helps me to see how far do I want to take the risk, and is it all worth when the market kind of goes in the opposite direction. And at this point, I'm not tweaking with it. I'm just letting the bot play its game and see how far it is going before I put a cap. When I go switch to real trade, I am definitely not going to go up this high with my positions. But before that, I just want to know how it kind of performs. So the blue dash indicates a buy, the yellow dash indicates a sell, and the pink dash indicates a short sell. In other words, every time you see a pink, I am expecting the market to go down further and then buy back when it goes down and make a profit. The bars show the intra-day profit per trade. So you can tell for each trade what's the money it made, and you can see it made all the way from $0 to $50 per trade, but mostly averaging around like the 10 or below 10 per trade. And if it is on the red, obviously we are losing money on that trade. But overall, the top chart will show a cumulative profit or loss throughout the day. The other data points you see here are the market high and the low. So that basically gives us the bandwidth where the market was trading. So let's look at all the trades. I was showing the chart, but here is the data behind the chart. I use Alpaca Markets to make my trading. As I said, it's paper trading only right now. I will be switching to real trade later, but Alpaca is pretty good, and it's really handy because all the things are available through API. So end of day, I run a script that calls the API and gives me all the positions and trades that happen. It's basically account activities throughout the day. And as you can see, net we have made 112 trades. So the first trade actually started around that 10 o'clock or 10:05, I think is the time. Yes, it's 10:05, and it took a short position and it immediately closed, and that's probably a pretty good start. If we can see, there is a little bit of a profit that's made in that window. Progress throughout the day, you can see the market started going up that range, but unfortunately, if you really look closer at the bars themselves, the bot thought it is going to be taking a short position, so it started buying, and it pretty much did three trades. As you can see, the market was kind of going in the opposite direction. So the way bot is working is it's trying to see what will happen the next 20 minutes, and it's kind of a rolling window. So at this point, the bot predicted the market is going to go down and made a short position. In the next minute or so, it could have changed and said, hey, the market may go up, but again, it's not within that window. It's the next rolling 20-minute window. But unfortunately, since we are currently short, we cannot take a long position, even if the bot has indicated that that might happen. And that may be the case when we really look at the video. You can really see where like if you really look at the 10 of, let's see, look at the 10:05 mark. So here is where you're seeing the transaction. See, the bot thought it is going to go down. It started seeing these positive trends in the greens, but since we were held in a short position, there is no way the bot can kind of go long. And there are only two things we can do at this point. We can close the position. That means we'll be taking a loss and then anticipate a future trend and start taking a new position in the long direction. Or the other way I have implemented is to basically look at these average cost basis for this window and try to readjust my take profit to a new value. So the way the auto trading works, every time I place an order, it's not an individual order, it's a bracket order. I have my limit price at which I want to buy. I also have a target price where I really want to take a profit, either it's in the up for a buy or a long or in the negative for the short. And then I also have a stop loss going along with it. So for all these transactions, there are open buy positions sitting back. So I have to go back and replace those orders in this window. And as you can see, the bot started making short position. Even though the window, the market was actually going, it was kind of anticipating. If you really look at the video, you can see there are things that are going to happen in between the trades that are kind of going down. In this chart, it is not visible because this only shows where the active trade happened. It's kind of skipping all the time frame, like it's a minute by minute time frame where there are no activities or we were in a hold position, and that sometimes is kind of a little misleading. But at the same time, it also kind of eliminates some of the noise. So what it did eventually happen, as you can see, when the market went up here, it started averaging it out, and then when it started going down, it took I think bought back. See, overall, even though we see a couple reds here, we just lost a little bit of money, but when that window was over, so here we can see we kind of averaged out and made a quick little profit. So you can see this profit tower is pretty big because we kind of averaged and weighted. Okay, so as we can see from these charts, the market is going long. The bot is able to predict going higher. There's a little bit of a window where it thought between from here and here the market would go down, and rightfully so, the market did go down. So you can see these pink bars where it was short selling and kind of buying back at small intervals. These are small profits that are made, but still they kind of add up throughout the day. And by the time it kind of hit this range, probably it closed all its short position. And from there, the market started going up, and the bot was also trying to switch to a long position. And from that point forward, you don't see any more short sells. So you can see the quantities are all on the positive side for the rest of the day. So that's a good sign for the bot, right? That means it's able to identify a positive momentum and stick to it. Obviously, when you look at the video, you may still see negative, trends because, like I said before, it's a rolling window. But the market, when the bot is either holding on to its long position and not trying to average because it's able to see within the 20 minutes the momentum is continuing. But the interesting thing happened around this time frame. You can really see there is a little bit of a drop, and that was something I did not see it coming. I was kind of watching live what the market was doing, and I was so tempted to kind of close my position and cut my losses because, as you can see, I've made enough profit through I mean, not I, the bot has made enough profit. So I was tempted to say, let me kind of jump in, cut my losses. Probably would have gone down a little bit in here, but I'll still end up around 100 like 175 or $150 profit. But I just said I'm going to let it ride, and it's paper money anyways. And in the past, when I tried to kind of override, it never helped the bot. It kind of goes into a random mode, and I didn't want to kind of confuse the bot, so I kind of waited. And it was interesting. So even though the market kind of really tanked at one point, if I really watch my like actual brokers chart, there is like a really a big kind of drop in the actual value. It was scary because at one point it was from positive 300. My profit went down to negative 300. That means like a $600 drop within uh, like a 10-minute window, right? So that's pretty scary to watch if I had to play with real money. But I let the bot do its job, and eventually it kind of realized its position and started geeking back into the averaging mode. So here is the chart from Alpaca where I'm using trading. This gives not only the realized profit, but also unrealized. So you can see these dips, the big spikes in the negative side. Those are all kind of unrealized losses that happened during the day. And there's no easy way for me to get this type of data out in a real-time fashion. I may have to dig a little bit more so I can get the same data in my chart, and so you can see the difference, right? So here is my chart. You don't see that big dips. I kind of skip all the spots where there are no activity. That means, and I may be seeing unrealized profit or loss. And I see these huge dips. This is the $300, the $600 dip was talking about. I can look at all my orders. I can see all my closed orders. So as you can see, here is a combination I talk about, right? Each order is a set of three. So I put a buy, and my limit price is 471.14, and I try to say the stop take profit limit is around 471.19. This number came from my machine learning model, how far I want to go. Then it also has a stop limit worst case if the market tanks. And this data is kind of calculated by the bot in a fixed basis. There's no model or learning behind it. That's kind of my next step, to create the model that can also help me calculate the stop limit. So at the end of the day, I think overall it was pretty good. I would say it's a pretty decent dollar, like $300, like almost $275. Given the market only went up by 35 cents during that window, I would say it is overall a decent, in a way, the bot handle the overall market.